Hello guys, today we are going to see the leetcode question 1020, that is number of enclaves. Here we are given a m cross n binary matrix where 0 represents a sea cell and 1 represents a land cell. That means these all are sea or water and all one are land. A move consists of walking from one land cell to another adjacent land cell or walking off the boundary of the grid. So we can travel the boundary of the grid or from one land cell to other land cell. We have to return the number of land cells for which we cannot walk up the boundary of the grid in any number of moves. That means we cannot move from 0 to 1, and if any of the one is found in the boundary in which we can traverse, then we can do the BFS or DFS and cover the depth. Then to how many number of one we can reach from the boundary, that number of ones we can cover, and the rest number of ones we will not be able to cover. So we have to count the number of ones that we will not be able to cover. So let us see the code of the question. So here is the code of the question. First, we have to traverse the boundary and check whether one is present or not. Then we have to call the DFS function to check the further ones present. And first, n is equal to grid size, that is number of rows. This will give number of columns, and we have to traverse the till n, that is all the row, and each of the row all the columns are checked. If any of them is 1, then we have to call the DFS function for ij, and the same for then we have to make the j m minus 1, that is we will reach the last column and we will check whether 1 is present or not. If not, if it is present, as we are traversing on the boundary, so first column we have to travel and the last column we have to travel. If it becomes 1, then we have to call the DFS function. Then we have to start j equal to 0, j less than m, then j plus plus, and we have to make similarly I equal to 0, and if grid ij it becomes 1, then we have to further call the DFS function. Then we have to check for the last row, last column and last row. Then if the same thing we have to, it is basically the traversing all the uh, 4 boundaries. Then we have to count the number of ones. The finally we will get from, after making, we have to make all the ones zeros. After making all the ones zeros, and we'll be left with the ones that counts of ones we have to return. So this will the DFS function. If I less than 0 or I greater than equal to row, the same, and if grid ij is 0, then we have to return. Otherwise we have to make that grid as that will be previously, if this condition will not be satisfied, it will be previously 1, we have to make it 0 and call the DFS function on all the direction. I plus 1 will be going below, it is above, this is right, and this is left. So all the traversal is done and we have to return the final count. Thank you.